Hi, all, and welcome to Monday Night's Treasure Vortex with Gypsy Jules from YouTube's Zero Discrimination, as well as her website, gypsydigs.com, and myself, Amanda Digger Degaz. We also have our own website, which is treasurevortex.com. If you're looking for the latest episode or any of the information about us, we have a website that you can surely visit that has an email that you could contact us as well. And we're always still looking for ideas on where to go at the end of the year when Spreaker is no longer live. So if you have ideas, send them our way. We would greatly appreciate it. We're basically taking all ideas and researching the different avenues we could go. So so welcome to June. And hey, Gypsy, how are you this evening?
Hey, I'm doing great. Happy June. I forgot. It's a new month.
It is.
And it's raining here again.
Is it?
Today. Oh, boy. It's been crazy. How's the weather there?
It's been beautiful. Yep, absolutely beautiful.
Oh, wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with the good weather, have you been able to get out any or?
No. All of my fields are currently being planted, and all of my hay fields are either way too high or they're just being cut. So I have probably another 3 days before I have access to any of the fields that I would normally get on. And even then, I've got to play it by ear, and it's field by field, depending on which one gets cut. And mudlarking, I am waiting because there's a couple special guests up here in Maine this week, and I believe I will be going out and showing them mudlarking on Wednesday.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Wow. You'll have to tell me all about that later then. That sounds fun. Well, awesome. Well, as for me getting out, I did get out this weekend. Miss Penny Hoarder, I don't know if she's in chat. Unfortunately, our Wi-Fi is out right now. We've got somebody coming out to take a look at it, so I'm not able to be in chat tonight. But anyway, Penny Hoarder and I got out to a couple of permissions this weekend and mostly found modern coins, but I did get a really cool token, and I'm trying to remember now what this token, it was really weird shaped, almost octagonal, or square. I can't even remember. Maybe it was square. It was weird shaped, but turned out to be from like the 30s or, from, what was it? I can't even remember what state. Anyway, you'll see it later in one of my videos, I'm sure, or a post. But it's always fun when you get a nice surprise where you can go and do some research, especially with those items that has writing, and you can research and you wonder, how did it get here all the way in this yard where I was detecting? But a little fun thing. But I guess one of my favorite things that I found this week happened today. Today, it was crazy. I got a surface find, and it's something I've never found on the surface before. I found cash before, but never have I found a $100 bill. And today, I got a $100 bill.
Nice.
It was nice.
That's awesome.
So that's always a really nice surprise. Apparently, it had been ran over. It had some, black tire marks on it, but I just kind of wiped it off on my jeans, and it's fine. It was a little damp, actually, too, because of the moisture and all the rain we've been getting. But anyway, it was a really nice surprise, different kind of treasure, and I love finding any kind of treasure, of course. So, very nice. But speaking of surface finds, we've got a special guest tonight that I'm really excited. I had the pleasure of talking to him tonight on the phone for a while before the show, and we have a lot of things in common, and he is and our special guest, Craig, that we're about to introduce and bring in. And he started finding some stuff. He's kind of like we would call a mudlarker, but also a beachcomber. And where he lives, which I'll let him tell you more about that, he discovered something amazing. He had such a great discovery, and I can't wait for him to share some of his discoveries with you. And his discoveries led him to being on TV show and stuff. So without further ado, welcome, Craig.
Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Did we lose him? Hey, there you are.
Yep, just got the mute button turned off. So.
Okay, yeah, I understand. There's a little delay too, anyway, with our system. So, welcome, Craig. Yeah, so we appreciate you being here tonight and being our guest. And if you don't mind, would you mind introducing yourself and then kind of tell people where you're from and a little bit about yourself, and then we'll kind of
we got
start from
questions
there
for you.
anyway. Yeah, lots of.
Yeah, you bet. Well, my name's Craig Andes. I live in the northwest coast of Oregon, in the Rockaway Beach area. I'm a commercial fisherman for a living. It gives me a lot of spare time, to go out and do searching and research and explore the area. Started being interested in the story I'm going to tell you about when I moved out here in 8th grade. The first time I remember hearing about it was a couple of my friends just telling me how the Goonies movie had been filmed in Cannon Beach, and they were all excited about watching the shootout with Fratelli's car, in the part of it. And anyway, they brought up this treasure. I was like,
We might have lost you.
Did we lose you?
All of a sudden, the static took over, or not static, but the silence.
Uh-oh. Are you still there, Craig?
He is. He's breaking
now
up.
you're coming back.
I am here.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead and talk, and we'll see. Yeah, you're coming in now, I think.
Yeah, so they were talking about this treasure was buried here by a shipwreck at one time in the past, and so that piqued my interest in 8th grade, and I just remember telling myself standing in the street, I'm going to find that. And,
As OR8 says, you'll be back because the Goonies never die, and you're going in and out.
Yeah, you're going in and out. Shucks. Should we try to?
Yeah, let me try to change another position.
Okay. Yeah,
upstairs.
maybe just your connection. I can hear you now. So.
Okay. I've had problems
if you don't mind.
in this area before.
Okay.
The legendary story about this shipwreck that had happened here, which is commonly referred to by the locals as the beeswax wreck, which was believed to be a Spanish galleon from Manila that was doing part of the Manila trade back in the 1600s. They weren't sure what ship it was. A lot of people thought it was maybe the San Juan or the San Francisco Javier. The Santa Crista de Burgos wasn't really on the list of, thought to be here necessarily. At first, most people just thought it was the San Francisco Javier of 1705. And the locals here, since the time that Lewis and Clark was here, who was brought beeswax by the natives, had, heard that there was this, wreck down the coast. They never, at least in their logbooks and stuff, never witnessed it. But, it affected the wreck itself. It affected the ways and means the tribes, did their trades and lived in the area. So it was a big event for the local inhabitants when it happened here. It was a first contact from, a European nation on the West Coast, similar to Columbus on the other side. And this had happened in the winter of 1692, but the Santa Crista de Burgos went missing, never to be saw again by anybody. And, the Spanish looked for it for a few years and had thought that it had burnt at sea because of some, burnt wood they found out by the Luzaon Islands. And so it just kind of rode off. And the earlier homesteaders that came in here learned from the natives the story, and also it's found the beeswax all over on the washing up on the beaches, being traded by the natives because they had collected it over the years, and that's kind of the where it started. There was a native story about a ship coming ashore under duress, under fire from two other ships, and it ran up on the beach. And then it was, trapped there. And the story kind of goes vague after that. That's just kind of the native story. There's a bunch of other stories that have been put together over time from other stories that the natives had told other people, and there's one story where there was a large procession of people that went up onto the mountain and buried a giant, large black chest in solid bedrock, and then had killed a slave on top of it to keep the natives from, wanting to disturb it. And so that's kind of the basis story that everybody kind of heard was, a ship came ashore, buried a large chest on Neocani Mountain. And, that's what started me into the interest of it as a kid. And, a few years later, I bought a Garrett discriminator. I think it was one of their first discriminator metal detectors. I still have it. And then I just started, kind of just looking and collecting the stories, the word of mouth stories, and stuff that people had, locals had been talking about this for years. And I believe it was in about 98, I went down to the museum and started researching the archives. I saw a show where Robert Ballard was like, if you want to find things, you do research, and then go out in the field and look. So I kind of went with that. I went and started collecting, paper data on stuff from the museums and kind of following up on those clues that were in there. And in 2006, a group of people, I saw a paper in the Manzanita grocery store, this group's coming to find the beeswax wreck. It's a group of archaeologists. And I thought, well, that's interesting. I want to talk to them, see what they're up to. So I called up Scott Williams and Rick Rogers and David Chafee, who were kind of leading it. And they were like, well, this is a volunteer group. We're just trying to get answers for a guy named Eb that had, researched his whole life. Is 80-some years old now. And we want to see if we can get him some answers. And just, like Eb, there's been 100, probably plus other individuals historically that have searched for this, that are in, there's been more activity here looking for this Neocani treasure probably than there ever was